Why do emotions matter?
We are not thinking beings that feel. We are feeling beings that think. In other words, emotion is primary. It's more core to us. It's faster. It's more powerful. And emotion is intertwined with everything that we say, think, and do. And so
Hmm.
if we don't get a better handle on our emotions and how to manage them, we are at their mercy. Emotional management is the key to a happy life. I think everyone's had that experience, right, of getting angry and saying something they didn't mean or doing
Mm.
something they didn't want to do. And then you kind of emerge from this emotional state, and then you have regret, and then you have shame, and then you have guilt, and then you go in this downward negative emotional and thought spiral where you're just beating yourself up over what happened. And same thing for sadness, depression, same thing for anxiety, fear, same thing for guilt and shame. Like they can all lead us to do things that
Hmm.
we're not proud of. And, really, it's so important because one of the ways that we're socialized as men, we can get into the man box more, but I think that we are socialized to cut ourselves off from the vast majority of positive emotions available
Mm.
to us. It's a third of our emotional spectrum, which essentially cuts us off from, I will say, any possibility of happiness, because
Mm.
positive emotions are a big part of a happier life, along with positive relationships and meaning and purpose. And then on the flip side, we get too bogged down in our negative or uncomfortable emotions.
Mm.
And we spend too much time in the negative past, which is regret, depression,
Yeah.
shame, guilt. And we spend too much time in the negative future, which is all about anxiety, stress, worry, and dread.
Like what can go
And
bad and worry about the
yeah,
future. Yeah.
they're just negative outcomes that we are afraid will happen. We have this kind of magical thinking belief that by thinking about it, we're going to prevent it from happening, which is,
Mm.
doesn't really happen.
That would be
And
amazing,
so,
by the way, if that does happen.
yeah, wouldn't it?
Like that,
Eh,
I think both of us would be out of a job if we go, you know what?
For sure.
Just think about all the bad things and they won't happen.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
resolved.
And
Yeah,
poof, they're
that'd be
gone.
great.
Well, there was a study a while back that showed that 85% of what we worry about, the outcome's actually far more positive than as we were worrying about it. So 85% of the time, that worry is absolutely wasted.
Yes.
And I would say in my personal experience, it's more like 90%. Like it's huge. And so I try to remind myself of that to interrupt that worry cycle when I'm in the
Mm,
midst of it. Like this worry isn't really doing me any good. And I,
yeah.
I think there is, I want to allow myself to plan for things, to plan for worst case scenario, but I don't want to spend a lot of time there.
Mm. And it's time for a little pop quiz interruption. I'd like you please to guess, what is the percentage of people who are watching the content on this channel who have not subscribed? Are you ready? 97.5% have not subscribed. What? This blew my mind. That means only 2.5% of you have subscribed. Please help me change that. This makes a drastic impact on my capacity to continue sharing this educational content at no cost to you. All you have to do is press that subscribe button. If you have, thank you so much. Please continue sharing it with anyone you think can benefit from this. Thank you so much.
And I think the majority of us get stuck there in many cases.
Yeah.
And so if we don't learn to manage our emotions will be in dominion over us. And same thing with thought, right? I
Mm.
think thought is a great employee and a terrible boss. I want to be in charge of my thoughts. I don't want my thoughts in charge of me. And everyone that's hearing this should know the difference when your
Mm.
thoughts are in charge of you, running away with you, like 2 a.m. in the morning, you wake up and
Mhm.
your mind just starts going. And you know all about this, having taught mindfulness and MBSR. I mean, that's
Yeah.
right up your alley.
How quickly? Because when a thought comes up, we often just go with it. Like it takes us. Like there isn't enough space to go. Okay, if this is a thought. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And then we indulge in it. When you're sharing about this worry, I don't know. I remember this quote. I think it was Mark Twain. He said something like, I've experienced many tragedies in my life. Some of
Yes.
them actually happened. Do you know what I mean?
Mark
Like,
Twain was brilliant.
but it's not brilliant because we do experience bad things. And none of the work that you're saying is like, oh, everything's rosy. No, life has challenges and difficult things, but let's not waste time on things that you know we can't control. Hello there, and thank you so much for stopping by this channel. I hope you find this content useful, and if you do, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It will really help me to reach to more people and keep this content going. Here we are journeying together, and let's see where this takes us.